Hello, everyone. Happy Monday! Happy April! It is good to see everybody. Hi. If you've never seen the show before, I'm ItsKim. This is ItsKim Live, where I talk about pop culture topics and news stories that I care about, and I like to go into great detail about them and deep dives and all that type of stuff because context is everything, and I'm a little bit obsessed. If you have not seen the show before, here is the way that it normally works. First, we start with the main topic. That's what's in like the title of the video, what's kind of like alluded to in the thumbnail, all that stuff. Then we have our halftime where I communicate with my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful community of space angels who are all coming in. It is so good to see all of you. Much love to you all. Thank you. And then we have a fun section towards the end of the show called What the What, where I look at something from around the internet that is interesting, fun, crazy, all that good stuff because the world is nuts. Yeah. Sorry. The world be doing its thing, and sometimes we need to look at something that is a palate cleanser or just, things we can laugh at or bond over together. Normally, I haven't seen it at all. Today, I've seen some of it, but we'll get to all of that in a bit. And I react to it authentically alongside you, and it is created by my co-pilot and partner, crime producer sister, who is here if you want to say hi.
Hello.
So yeah, we've got lots to go over today. I do want to say thank you so much to General Scott, who has already sent in a PayPal today. That's incredibly kind of you. And also to General Scott and King Bob, I've seen with the memberships that you have already given out today. Thank you guys so much. I so appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. One of the last streams I did let you guys know in my personal life that one of my dogs has been going through a health issue. I have an update that I'll get into with you guys during halftime. It's a good one. It's a good one, and I'll let you guys know what's going on. But just to be very clear, if you want to support the show, there's lots of ways you can do that. Just by watching, you are liking, subscribing, all that good stuff makes a huge difference. We also have membership here. You can gift memberships or join, stickers, chats, whatever. And I also have PayPal available. And I have always said that the money from PayPal goes usually back directly into the channel. It pays for expenses like my streaming software and things like that, so that I can continue to give this show to you. But in the spirit of transparency, I have let you guys know that some of the PayPal stuff and the channel profits will be going towards Charlie. So if that's something that you want to help with, that is there as well. But we've got lots to get into today. Producer sister, how are you doing?
Yeah. that's where I'm at.
That
about sums up my introduction.
That about sums up my introduction. But
we'll get into that more at halftime.
We are attempting to have some escapism here, so that is what we are going to do. And we got some stories to get into. So, what are we dealing with? I just about hit fashion. I didn't mean this one.
It's fashion meets. It's fashion. It's, excuse me.
The vibe of today, just pure chaos. Okay. So yes, based on the thumbnail here, yeah, a lot of these stories have just gotten worse. I know I use this kind of in my thumbnails a lot, but it's always kind of depressing when it's true. Every single time. I do not feel one bit of this is clickbait whatsoever. So let's get into everything. We got to start with our disclaimers, which is that this stream will include speculation and opinion and should not be taken as fact. Always do your own research, and links to the sources are in the description because I like to give credit where credit is due. I'm not trying to be at war with legacy media. I think we can coexist. I think we can be happy together, And so thank you very much. And you guys are also welcome to take a look at all that stuff to see where I'm getting my information, how my opinions are being formed, and you can check it out for yourself. I think that is important. And hi, YouTube Human Reviewer. We have tried to ensure this video is appropriate according to the community guidelines, which means at points we will be using code words. It is not because I want to. It is because I'm not in charge of this platform. Believe it or not, I do not control the Google. So I have to follow the rules if I want to stay on the platform and I want to continue doing this. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And I do not mean it to be downplaying any of the severity of what we're talking about. And trigger warning, we're going to be talking about, there's some Diddy stuff, right? We've also got some Russell Brand stuff. So all of those topics, SA, DV, all that stuff, it's all gonna come up. So Yeah. And viewers, please do not send hate to anyone, famous or not. It is not cute. We are all entitled to our own opinions, but do not do anything that would cause harm to people. I don't support hate in any form. And Lacey just let out the biggest sigh. Like, girl. Same. Same. All right. And all individuals mentioned to do with legal issues are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And yeah, it's a lot of this is gonna be my speculation. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So starting with the Diddy news. Diddy. Couple little things. We are getting closer to federal trial. Jury selection is happening soon. We're going to start to get a bit more information coming in, and we have started to kind of get more ideas about witnesses and things of that nature. Which brings us to this, which is kind of a surprise, but not really a surprise, but I'll explain it to you guys in a minute. It has been confirmed that Cassie Ventura will be testifying, which we were like, we figured that was going to be happening, but part of the issue here has been that she has been known as a Jane Doe. Essentially, she has been Jane Doe number one. Or victim number one, I believe she's been referred to in the court documents. Well, now it is official. Victim one, big surprise. We all had, when you start talking about the tape, right? Like, there's only so many people, unless there's a whole nother tape we didn't know about. So, yes, Cassie has been confirmed to be testifying. She will be testifying, not anonymously. And there will be other victims testifying as well through the trial process. Now, on top of that, Sean Diddy Combs has been hit with another superseding indictment. Another one. Like DJ Khaled, it just keeps coming. So federal prosecutors on Friday added 2 charges to Sean Diddy Combs' indictment, and they said they expect 4 accusers to testify against him, expanding on the allegations of the jailed hip-hop mogul engaged in ST, S being adult things, and T being many, many cars, with multiple women as recently as last year. The superseding indictment accuses Combs of using force, fraud, or coercion to compel a woman to engage in commercial S acts from at least 2021 to 2024. Okay? The indictment, returned by a federal grand jury in Manhattan, also alleges that Combs was involved in transporting women, identified only as victim number 2, and other people, including commercial S workers, to engage in adult business, so I'll put it, during the same period. The new charges are in addition to the racketeering, conspiracy, and ST charges filed against Combs when he was arrested in September, and they increase the total number of charges against him from 3 to 5. These are not new allegations or new accusers, according to Combs' legal team. These are the same individuals, former long-term girlfriends who were involved in consensual relationships. It was their private S life defined by consent and not coercion. Well, you know what? I gotta say, when I look at that tape of Cassie, I don't see, there's no coercion there at all. Everything looks great.
I am the gif of this is normal and everything's burning around
Yeah,
me.
like, this is fine. This is fine.
Sorry, yes, this is fine.
Yeah, no, it's not. None of this is fine. No. None of it's fine. So, again, like I said, this is going to start picking up. We're going to be seeing more information about this. But just so you guys are aware, we now have 2 superseding indictments. So he's been indicted 3 times. And we're getting close to the court case, and Cassie is going to be testifying. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I am afraid of what is going to come out through this trial. I really am. It's going to be a lot. And we'll see where it goes. And again, to be clear, this is going to be in the Southern District of New York. That means there will be no recording within the courthouse itself. That is illegal. There is nothing that any press outlet can do to get around that. And this is nothing to do with the civil cases that are climbing by the day against Diddy as well. So, he's having a great time. Then we go into Bieber. I didn't think I was going to be talking about this today. Really didn't. Really didn't. And I want to be clear about this, especially since we just talked about Diddy, now we're going into Justin Bieber. I know Justin Bieber has been through a lot. And I want to be really clear, like, I want him to be in a good place. I want him to get better. I want him to be happy. I want him to find peace. but also he has some things that he does that I think are very problematic. And you still got to be accountable for your behavior, essentially. So last week we talked about that fans have been concerned because Justin's behavior has been rather erratic as of late. He's been doing these like weird live streams where he doesn't seem to be fully in control of himself. And this is just my opinion. I want to be very, very clear about this. This is my opinion. I am not diagnosing. I am nothing. I am not an expert, whatever. But um, he doesn't seem to be well, and I would not be surprised if there are other things going on right now. And there's been a lot of discussion about his sobriety, and it does seem that there was a report that he was in February. I know sobriety is a complicated term, right? And we're going to probably talk more about this later on in the show. I'm not going to lie to you. Because for some people, sobriety is you don't touch anything that could potentially become addictive in any way. And for other people, there's California sober. For other people, there's the one thing they can't do. It depends, but it doesn't look like he's doing well, is what I'm going to say. And this then hit a fever pitch as he's just doing these erratic posts. He did one post of Hailey Bieber driving in the car, and he captioned it with the song Irreplaceable by Beyonce, which for those of you that don't know, that song is literally about, it's Beyonce telling her boyfriend that you can leave, take all your stuff to the left, everything you own in a box to the left, because you must not know about me, because I could have another you in a minute. Nothing like putting a song saying I could have another you in a minute over top of a photo of your own wife. Publicly. And I saw some people being like, oh, it's just he's saying that she's irreplaceable. No, that's not what it looks like. That's not what it looks like. That doesn't make any sense. Okay?
That's not the point of the song.
No, and it's getting to the point now there's been so much smoke and fire about this relationship falling apart. And it's certainly starting to look like it's falling apart. Now, for those of you that don't know, Justin Bieber was in a very high-profile relationship with someone before his wife, Hailey Bieber. Her name is Selena Gomez. And the two of them were on and off again, long-term relationship for a long, long time. Selena has been open at points, and I think it was pretty much unhideable, that their relationship was not healthy. I will say, I might pull them up later on if you guys are interested in it or not, but there's been a few songs that she has put out that she has said are very accurate to her personal experience, and reading between the lines, we're all pretty sure that it's in regards to Bieber. That it just was not a healthy situation. Her self-esteem was just absolutely in the trash. And producer sister, like, I don't know if you want to weigh in on this. I don't know how to, I don't want to speak out of turn, but it's like, it kind of became pretty much, it looks like a duck. Like, this is messed up.
Yeah.
This is not healthy.
I think Lose You to Love Me was kind of the nail in the coffin for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's been through it. And recently, Selena Gomez got engaged. Which I think most people are very happy about. It's wonderful.
They're
for
adorable.
Her. She's so happy. And she's talked a lot about that she feels respected and taken care of in the relationship. Which, I mean, put a 1 in the chat if we stand healthy relationships, right?
Yes.
Can we,
and by taking care of in the relationship, she's not talking about, like, items, like gifts. I think she's talking about emotionally and all that she's with someone who supports her,
yes, and
wants the best for her, and all those kind of things.
Yeah, so we stand healthy relationships.
Yes, we do.
And so fans are convinced at this point that troubled Justin Bieber has made a thinly veiled dig at ex-Selena Gomez. I don't think that it's thinly veiled. Mm-mm. That's just my opinion. But let's go through a little Daily Mail article here. You know, you guys, you got your opinions. Justin Bieber's latest rapid-fire social media posts have led some fans to suggest they might be thinly veiled digs at his ex-girlfriend Selena Gomez's expense. The 31-year-old pop star has lately been reposting a stream of memes and original posts to his Instagram grid and stories, but two from Wednesday evoked the ire of his ex's fans. Now, this is the main one I want to talk about. One of the offending posts featured a clip of Gollum from Lord of the Rings as he finally regains control of the One Ring to rule them all, right? Just before he and the ring are cast into the flames of Mordor. And it's captioned, "Girls on social media when they get engaged." Katie is right. I think Gollum would like to be excluded from this narrative. There's something about this that is just insane to me, and there was a part of me that I was like, oh gosh, you know how people are going to interpret this. You know what this is going to be, right? Mm-hmm. Because you've seen me making all these comments that you're unhappy in your marriage, that you're unhappy in your life, that you're angry, that you're depressed, that you're this, that you're that. And, you know, Selena's doing great. Let's be real here. Selena is now a billionaire. Selena, it seems that her health is doing a lot better. For those of you that don't know, she has a number of health issues. She has lupus. So if you see, a lot of people have been commenting on her weight going up and down, it's because of her medications. It is because of her health issues. There's very little that she can do about it. Mm-hmm. Her best thing for her is just to stay as healthy as humanly possible, which is incredibly challenging with the health challenges that she has. So seeing somebody going through all of that stuff, and I know there's a lot of people here that have chronic illness, and we all know that like all of those challenges make life hard enough as it is, but she's been able to kind of build this, this beauty empire with Rare Beauty, which champions trying to have like good values and being beautiful from the inside out, all that type of stuff. And she's just living her life and she's doing great. Now she's engaged and everything else. And she's very proud of being engaged. She's very happy to be in a relationship that is healthy. And apparently that might be driving Justin a little crazy. So people immediately started thinking that this was about Selena getting engaged to Benny Blanco. Is it Blanco? Benny Blanco in December after they've been dating for over a year or so. And this is also coming after an insider has told the Daily Mail that Justin Bieber has been acting manic, not sleeping, and hardly eating. And then Selena, of course, seeing all of this drama, just goes, you know what, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to post a really cute photo carousel of my life right now. And there's going to be like a shot of the beach sand, and like our names, Selena and Benny written in the sand, and we're so happy, and here's the shoot that I'm on today, and blah, blah, blah. Good vibes, good vibes. And she posts this picture of the two of them having a little kiss. And I'm like, that's cute. I'm happy. Love to see her winning. Apparently Justin liked it and then unliked it a few minutes later. Mariah Carey is calling. Why are you still so obsessed with her? There is a level, like I'm saying, I want Justin to feel better. I want him to be in a good place. I'm not trying to hate on him in this moment at all. Like I said, do not send hate to anybody, famous or not. But there's just a level of this that is so incredibly creepy that it's like you're comparing your ex essentially to Gollum. That's what it looks like. And then you're like looking at her stuff on Insta. And it'd be one thing to like it and be like, oh, I'm so happy for you, right? Because he's friends with Benny. They've worked together in the past. They worked together on Love Yourself, that song that he did, right? And I'd be like, yay for you and everything else, but the like and then the unlike and the like.
If it was just the like, it'd be fine. It's that coupled with all the other things. Most importantly, the Gollum. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I'm going to attempt to say this, like, I'm going to attempt to say this fairly and hopefully with some sense of sanity and reason and logic and timeline. But it's really giving that moment when the person that, you once were involved with partially, seem to think that you were a backup plan. And then all of a sudden when they find out that you're engaged, they start reaching out to you on social media because they really want to talk to you. And it's like, oh, wow, did you actually have a backbone back in the day that you could have shown and actually been honest about what was going on with you? But no, that wasn't a thing, because you would rather keep the person as a backup plan. And then all of a sudden when you realize your backup plan is gone, you start to lose your ever loving mind and start harassing them on social media. I mean, like, producer sister. Mm-hmm. Isn't that nuts?
A little bit.
Right?
Leave her alone.
And then you have to tell people that they need to have security at the back door for your ceremony to make sure that someone doesn't come into your wedding?
Leave her alone.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that's what's going on with that. It's absolutely bizarre. I have no idea how this is gonna end up, but it does not seem like things are happy in the Bieber household, and Selena continues to win, and I'm happy for her. Producer sister, is there anything you want to add?
Where was it?
Oh, Steven Schwartz just said perhaps all he's saying is all I want for Christmas is you. He didn't get her for Christmas. She got a big engagement ring. She got a marquee diamond. A big one.
Yeah, I like what Ryan said in the comments, is Selena's taking advice from her own song.
Yep.
KM with kindness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like, oh. Gentlemen, don't do this.
Don't do this.
Don't do this.
This is not going to help you. Ever.
Don't do this. All right, then we move into Blake Lively.
Goody.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Melier, I've heard this as well, that there was a report that Justin apparently may have called Selena 25 times on her wedding day.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, that's when you have the block button. It works. Highly recommend. Worked out for me. All right, so Blake Lively has fought back against the recent filing from Justin Baldoni. So Justin has, and the Wayfarer parties and the Blake Lively parties, there's been a lot of back and forth in the legal dock. Again, the court listener link is in the description if you want to go take a look at any of that madness. Essentially, people have put in motions to dismiss. There are then deadlines of when they need to respond to said motions to dismiss on the other side. So it's basically Blake Lively has said, you know, I think this case is stupid and I need to be let out of it for these reasons. And then Justin comes back and goes, nah, actually, you need to stay here because you did this stuff and it's stupid. And essentially, that's kind of what happened here. Was Blake tried to use a law, we're going to talk about it in a minute, called 47.1. It is a Me Too law that has recently been implemented in California. And Brian Friedman, Justin's attorney, basically hit back in this court filing and was like, nah, you can't do that. Because it doesn't make sense. You can't do that. It doesn't work. So, of course, that document comes out, and it's a pretty good argument. I actually saw Legal Bites on LawTube. She had said that there was a chance that the motion to dismiss would go through, and then she tweeted, I saw her tweet, she's like, okay, now that I've actually read the motion, like the rebuttal from Justin's team, I gotta, nah. They got a good point. So, there's been a lot of back and forth. So, Blake's lawyers then decide to go to TMZ and make a statement. Oh, sorry. I got this out of order. We'll do it this way then. Let me go here. Okay, so Blake's team goes to TMZ, makes a statement, and says that Justin Baldoni, the man who built his brand on supposedly speaking up for victims, believes that the First Amendment rights of victims of SA and harassment to speak out should give away the rights of the perpetrators to sue their victims into oblivion, blah, 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 blah. Basically, like, he's a hypocrite and blah, 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 blah. Now, as I said, I am going to give a little plug to this video. This is one on Popcorn. It's called Blake Lively's Me Too Defense Destroyed. Lawyer reacts to Justin Baldoni's new filing. So this was a video that I did some research on to get ready for Andy on Popcorn. And then he interviewed an employment attorney that knows a good amount of stuff about this type of a case. And part of what is really critical in this conversation and why I'm saying you may want to take a look at this is that 47.1, which is a new Me Too law. I've got a little footnote there from the motion to dismiss rebuttal. Sorry, I gotta clear my throat here. Let me mute here for a second. I apologize. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. I may need a ginger ale at some point, producer sister. My apologies. 47.1 is a new law that was enacted. It took effect on January 1st of 2024. And as it says in this footnote, it has not been addressed in a single published or unpublished judicial decision. So Blake is trying to use a law that has never been ruled on as her defense to get out of this case. And essentially, what Ron, the lawyer in this video, talked about is that this is one of these situations that it could be pushed to the Supreme Court. That's the level we're dealing with right now, because it comes to, like, whatever ruling is made on this law could potentially have long-term effects, and it is a big deal. So we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe the judge will rule. Well, I mean, I can't tell you how this is going to go. Nobody knows. But essentially, one of the parts that they argue in this motion to dismiss rebuttal is that 47.1 is supposed to work for individuals. The Blake Lively parties, Blake Lively's, what she's been accused of, did not happen solely by Blake Lively, right? We had other people who were involved. We had Leslie Sloan allegedly, Stephanie Jones allegedly, Ryan Reynolds allegedly, blah, blah, blah. So they're saying this doesn't apply. And even if it did apply to Blake, it would just be to Blake, which means that the defamatory statements that have been alleged to be made by Leslie Sloan would be exempt from this. It would mean that the things that Ryan Reynolds has said about him would be exempt from this. All those types of things. It doesn't work. So we're going to see how it goes. But the statement from the lawyers was essentially their temper tantrum in the press, in my opinion, of saying, justice just try to silence victims. And they're not talking about, no, this is actually just a really complex legal complaint argument that we now have a new law here, and it's not that simple. Producer sister, did I explain that effectively?
I think so.
Am I missing anything?
No.
Okay, so, of course, the sassy man that is Brian Friedman did not take this sitting down after his motion to dismiss rebuttal, which was very well written, I'm not going to lie. It was sassy. So he sent in a statement. I'm just going to read this to you guys because it's beautiful. This convoluted statement makes it abundantly clear that Ms. Lively and team are rattled, once again resorting to making inflammatory remarks to steer focus away from the actual facts. Clearly, they want to divert the public's attention from the receipts, the actual documents, the video footage, and additional evidence shown that make it irrefutable that there was no SH. It's also surprising that Ms. Lively and her team are suddenly speaking so passionately about the hard-won rights of the survivor community, considering she sidestepped this topic for the entirety of the film campaign, focusing instead on her hair care and alcohol products, which at that time caused organic backlash that she received. She does not need discovery to find out who smeared her. Just a mirror will do. The way I screamed. The scream I scrumped. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my flappers were gasted. I was done. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And the thing is, for the rest of what we're going to be talking about in this segment, I think that this is relevant. Because what I think a lot of people that have issues with Blake Lively right now have is her lack of accountability of potentially her responsibility of some of this situation. Let's say that there's even a fragment of truth to what she is alleging, right? I'm not saying that that's the case because I know a lot of you guys are really, really hard, like really on board with Team Baldoni. And I understand why. I really, really do. But I am still attempting to stay somewhat neutral in this. But let's just say for a moment that there is a 1% fault with the Wayfarer parties, okay? With a retaliation or whatever. She still tried to sell her alcohol brand alongside a DV film. And you can argue all you want that this was, it's promo doing it for Sony and la 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 la. The promo was done by Maximum Effort, which is owned by Ryan Reynolds. Did no one in this room think, hey, maybe using this as a way to launch Blake's businesses is a bad idea? Maybe. Apparently not. Apparently not. And there needs to be a level here that she needs to take accountability for that. I think if she did, there would be a lot of people who would be a lot more like, okay, I'm listening. But that's not happening. And it's messed up. And she does need to look in a mirror. This is really, really weird and it's uncomfortable. Now, there's also the possibility that two things could be true at the same time. She absolutely could have been SH'd. I personally don't believe she was based on the evidence I have seen. But that doesn't change the fact that you still used your alcohol brand to promote a movie about DV. There are no lies told in this statement. Not a one. Not a one. It's absolutely baffling to me that we are so far into this. Like, was the original lawsuit, like the CRD complaint was what, like December 21st?
Mm-hmm.
We're still having this conversation. This still has not been acknowledged effectively, in my opinion. It's actually crazy. Oh, thank you for the reminder, Katie. Yeah, please hit that like if you haven't. Please sub, all that good stuff. I'd appreciate it. It's, yeah, exactly, Dreadnought. There is tone deaf, and then there's this. Yes. So, then, on Friday, so same day. Same day. There's a new filing. Okay, this is document 163. Again, it's at the court lister link that is in the description. You are welcome to go and take a look at it yourself. This is a letter on behalf of Blake Brown, which is Blake's beauty company. And they are now requesting a protective order. Now, rewind. Do you guys remember back in March, there was a ruling that Blake Blake asked to have attorney's eyes only privilege. And that basically means that the judge and the attorneys are the only people that get to see some evidence that is brought in. This is usually the type of thing that is like reserved for really top secret, like business secrets, potentially third parties that have nothing to do with the case, that you don't want their privacy to be violated, medical situations, things of that nature, right? For example, if Coca-Cola is getting sued, and for whatever reason, this is my understanding of it, the formula for Coca-Cola that is like under lock and key is somehow having to be submitted to the court. It needs protection. That's where it would come into play in businesses, from my understanding. And as well, like medical stuff. For example, Blake's attorney said that she had, this is what she said, profound mental health issues. So things to that nature would be covered by the attorney's eyes only privilege. What Blake is arguing is that, what Blake's business is arguing is that they should have attorney's eyes only to protect the international celebrities associated with the brand and the trade secrets. Now, here's the problem. She's also claimed that due to the retaliation campaign, sales for her brands went down, or they didn't meet the forecast or whatever it was, by 78%. Any of this discovery, in my opinion, is incredibly relevant to what we're talking about, because she brought it up. Producer sister.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep. You can't claim that, but then not show any data. And we need to know, how did you make your analysis for what your forecasting was? Was it... I've been involved with people who are making forecasts and budgets, and I'm sitting there at the boardroom table saying, this is insane. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, I'm sitting, well, how did you do your forecasting? Was it reasonable to begin with, and you're just using this as a scapegoat? These are all going to be relevant questions to the court.
Yeah. So, but apparently it's the trade secrets of the beauty industry and the international celebrities. And I'm like, what other celebrities were even involved with this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who are we protecting here? What is happening? Why? Like, I just have more questions than answers now, and I just think it's a little bit ridiculous that it's like, okay, privacy, the shampoo. The shampoo and the hair masks need privacy, okay? Keep in mind. So this all happened on Friday. The same day that Brian Friedman was like, you tried to use your hair products and alcohol to sell a DV movie. Now we need privacy for the shampoo. Okay? My head just was pounding on Friday reading this stuff. And then on Saturday, I believe it was Saturday. Was it Saturday?
I think so.
It was late. It was late. I get a notification that there has been a new filing in the case against Jed Wallace, or Jed Wallace suing Blake Lively in the state of Texas. So we have the Wayfarer Lively parties. Their lawsuit is going back and forth between California and New York. They're arguing over where it should be and everything else right now. But Jed Wallace resides in Texas. If he did indeed do a smear campaign, an untraceable smear campaign, and apparently he controls the internets and everything else, that would have been done in Texas. So he's arguing that, it should be dealt with in Texas. So there is relevant court filings in New York and California that would potentially have weight to what this is in Texas. And some of that needed to be submitted. I think too much of it was submitted. I think some of it was a bit redundant. But this filing was over 800 pages. 800 pages. I'm not kidding you. 800. 800. Michelle's in here. We both were beside ourselves. No. 800? No. Absolutely. Is this trying to drown the court? Does this mean that Jed is going to have to respond to 800 pages? This dude is not a millionaire from my understanding, okay? This is awful. This is awful. He's also not being represented by Brian Friedman. Okay? He's not a part of the Wayfair parties at this time. And she's trying to use the 47.1 against him too, except he never SH'd her. He's never met her. The whole filing was insane. It was so stupid. It was so stupid, and I don't even know how to get into it. But on the heels of this attorney's eyes only, the shampoo needs privacy. Apparently, Blake's legal team in this massive filing, this was one part of it, 1 out of 46, but there's many exhibits that are attached that bring up the filing to the 800-page mark. There's this lovely little paragraph in here. You notice there's a black bar. I put that there. Because under that black bar is medical information about Jed Wallace that had no business being made public. I am 99.99999999999% sure that this is a HIPAA violation, which is why I blocked it out, because I will have no part in doing that on my show. Now, it's out. It's 100% out. You can't hide it anymore. If you guys want to go find out exactly what happened to him, you can. But I personally don't want to, and it's no shade to anybody at all. It's just I don't feel comfortable with it. And I am, enraged that she did this. How can you, on one hand, be fighting for the privacy of your shampoo bottles and completely violate this man's medical privacy? Because what happens here, what it says, is that it was difficult to serve him because he had a medical episode due to the stress of what was going on. And it was very serious. This is also the same person who essentially doxed the Wayfarer parties earlier in this case. So, shampoo bottles and hair masks, because we don't believe in conditioner, right?
No.
And whatever else is in that hairline, I don't know. Apparently, if you go to Target, you can buy one, get one 50% off now. I don't know what's going on. But that deserves attorney's eyes only. But this to me feels like an intimidation tactic. This to me feels like evil. I am disgusted by this because there's no excuse for it. None at all. Not when you are also claiming attorney's eyes only is necessary for your own profound mental health issues. What is this? And I am waiting for a Blake stand to defend it. Please tell me why. I have done my best to defend her wherever I can. I have done my best to keep an open mind. You all in the chat, you can throw a 1 in the chat if you can, bear witness to that I have tried to be fair. But there is no defense for this. Not one. And if there's any chance that Jed Wallace ever sees this, I don't care what happened. I don't care what you did or you did not do. Nobody deserves this. Nobody deserves it. And I'm so sorry. Just disgusting. Disgusting. Thank you, Kenzie. Yeah, 11111 people were attacking you for this. I know. I have my limits, and this is one of them. It's gross. So yes, in summary, Blake is attempting to use a law that's never been used before. That law may get punted to the Supreme Court. Justin argues this in his filing. Then he's told that him arguing this means that he's trying to silence victims. Brian Friedman shoots back and says, maybe you shouldn't have used your hair care and your alcohol to promote a TV movie, followed by filing to try to get privacy order for the shampoo while disregarding the medical privacy of Jed Wallace. That's been the past couple of days.
It's going well.
My thumbnail didn't lie. Okay. I can't. I cannot. Okay. I am breathing. Sorry, I just got a court listener update and it's not for Blake. Good. Okay.
Who's Fraba?
And then we move on to our last topic. Trigger warnings all around. I'm not going to get into super detail about this, and I ask that you hear me out before you rage quit. Okay? Just do me that solid. We got to talk about Russell Brand. Put a 1 in the chat for me if you saw the video that Andy put out on Friday. Just so I can get a gauge here on everybody. Russell Brand has officially been charged with multiple counts of R and SA. It also was revealed in, I believe on Friday or so, that, the 7th, so that would have been today. Well, but it was news before then too, so maybe that's like an updated one.
Maybe. The article got updated today.
Okay. Court documents have revealed that Russell Brand's lawyers are concerned that he could potentially face criminal charges in the U.S. as well. So here is our overview of where we're at. Russell has officially been charged in the UK following an 18-month investigation, and he has been accused by 4 different women. Brand is also facing similar litigation in the United States for similar charges, but it's civil. Okay, so not criminal, civil. There are other accusers who have come forward that have not pressed charges. There has been smoke around him for years about him being inappropriate, even like Danny Minogue I was reading this morning, apparently. Like this is not an isolated incident. This has been going on for a while. There's been multiple investigations into him from television stations that he used to work with, all this type of stuff. Russell must return to the UK next month for court proceedings. The LA police have confirmed that there is no open investigation into him in the USA. However, as I said, his lawyers have stated in court documents that they are concerned that he could be charged in the States. I know he is doing a live stream today on Rumble where he's going to be addressing this. Now, he is denying all of it. And he is saying that basically this is all a government conspiracy. But that he's also very thankful that he gets to defend himself in court. Now, here's my thing. This is the police investigating. This isn't the British government. However, the British law system obviously has ties to the government, and if he believes that they're all against him, I don't know why he's thankful that there's going to be a court case. I have questions on that front. As my friend Andy said in his video, for various reasons, it's very hard for him to keep his personal bias out of reporting. I am someone that tries very hard to be neutral and to wait for evidence and all those other types of things. And I understand that there's a lot of people who really, really, really believe in the innocence of this man. I have never been one of those people. There are conversations I have had that I cannot speak to. There are things that I have seen over the years of his conduct through the press. I have not met the man, that do lead me to feel like he has been deceptive. He also has a history, an open history that he has talked about of addiction, of substances, alcohol, as well as S. I want to be very clear about something that I have been honest about in the past. This is not breaking news to any of you who have been watching me for a long time. I have had my own struggles. I have been in recovery for a long time. I also love Jesus, which Russell claims to as well. I have a lot of ethical and moral bones to pick with this man. The Bible talks a lot about accountability and about treating other people well, treating other people the way that you wish to be treated, repentance, all those types of things. When you have spent so much of your life where there are parts of it that you don't remember things, you have to start asking questions. And they are difficult and they are hard questions to ask, and they are ones that I have had to ask myself. It is not fun going back through your finances and going, what have I done? It is not fun going back and talking to people and going, what did I do? It sucks. And honestly, I thank my God, and I thank Jesus, and I thank all, like, everything, that it is not something that I have had to do in a very, 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 very long time. But 12-step is also very clear that you have to make amends with people. And one of the things that has been released when it comes to Russell are some text messages. And my friend Andy goes through these text messages. And it is clear that in that specific situation, consent was violated. He apologizes for it. It's written. And I've seen people kind of saying, well, they also talk about contraception, so clearly there was some form of consent and everything else. I think some people, and I don't know how to say this without being like infuriated and disrespectful, and I don't want to make anybody feel bad or whatever, but the idea of what consent is, for a lot of people, that concept, they're not up to date. Because part of what is talked about in those text messages is that this individual prided herself on safety, and that in that moment he had this like glaze that came over his face that he was scary, that he just took what he wanted, and that protection was not used. Literally in the Supreme Court of my country, if someone is deceptive in their contraception, that is considered SA. Consent can be taken away at any time. And I would say that moment where you're being intimate with someone and it looks like the soul leaves the body and they start doing things that you're not cool with, that is violating consent. It doesn't matter that you may have got in that room thinking this was going to go a different way and I was cool with that. And when you have someone literally apologizing for it and acknowledging that it happened, and I'm still seeing people go, oh, but they talked about No. No. This is from him. He's joked about R-ing people. He has done so many things that are not appropriate. Multiple investigations. 18 months. 18 months. I have defended Johnny Depp. And you know one of the reasons I did defend him? And let's be real here. Other than the fact that we literally have audio filings, like audio tapes of Amber saying that she started physical altercations. Right? Okay? Other than the fact that there were no other accusers. He had exes that defended him in court. He was never arrested. He was never charged with anything. Baldoni, we've got a similar situation going on right now. We don't have other accusers. Arguably, we may have one, but we also have text messages from her potentially saying that it was the most incredible experience ever and everything was great. And, you know, and it's like, and it's not what we're talking about when it comes to It Ends With Us with harassment on set. It is not the same as what we are talking about when it comes to Russell Brand. Don't even make that connection with me. It's disgusting. This is following the same pattern of Weinstein and of Cosby. And I have in my personal life seen so many people hide behind religion as a shield for their previous behavior. When you repent, when you give yourself to Christ, please allow me to go a little preachy here for a minute. When you confess your sins, when you commit your life to Christ, when you accept the blood of Jesus, when you do all of those things, that is about your relationship with God and you. That's where it goes. That's it. That's it. That repentance does not mean that everything else is great. It doesn't mean you are off the hook for anything you've done. It means that you are blameless and forgiven in the eyes of the Lord. That doesn't mean that in the court. I am going to do my best to be open to evidence that comes in regarding Russell. I am. But I will tell you right now, up until this point, I am not impressed. I am not impressed. I do not believe that this is a government conspiracy. I believe that this is the consequences of his own actions. And I would not be surprised if in the months to come, he is charged in the United States. A number of years ago, I spoke with somebody who really, 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 really loved Russell. And I was like, okay, that's fine. You can enjoy his podcast. You can agree with his takes, all that type of stuff. That's fine. That's fine. But she started speaking to me about his opinion on something that was happening in my country. And telling me that I didn't understand what was happening in my own country. and that my own press wasn't talking about it because that's what he said. That was not true. I'm not going to get into the specifics of all of it, but there is a level sometimes I feel like when I talk to people, sometimes they believe so strongly what he says. And I would just ask you, as I will be asking myself, challenge. Challenge. I am going to start a poll. I am interested to know what, just at air said, what does he even mean by government conspiracy? It means that I think his idea is that the government of the UK does not agree with his political views and the things that he's saying on his show, so they have to get rid of him. And this is how they're going to do it. Is that the vibe you've gotten, producer sister?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's kind of what it is.
It's a way to shut him up.
Yeah, way to shut him up. But I don't think that is the case here. I think it's a very convenient theory. But he also said back in like 2023 that he was going to be presenting evidence to clear his name. TikTok. Because the only thing I've heard out of his mouth to do with this is that it's a conspiracy. I'm going to need some receipts before I believe that it's a conspiracy. Okay? So I am going to start a poll. I want to know if you guys want me to follow this. Let me word this properly. Should we follow the Russell Brand story? Because there's a lot here. And I have the feeling this is one of these ones that could, yeah, because just the problem is we've had an election since then and the government has changed. Yeah. So I will be taking your guys' opinion into consideration. For those of you that are not aware, what my friend Andy disclosed on Friday is that he is aware of someone in his own life who has accused Russell. She has not come forward publicly. I do not know this person. I cannot speak to this situation whatsoever. But I always have a thing that I try to believe people who come forward until I have a reason not to. And I have a lot more reasons right now to believe the people who are coming forward than to believe Russell. As I've been waiting for the past, ever, for there to be evidence to come forward. So, that's where I'm at. And I know a lot of people really, really love him. And I'm not trying to rain on your parade or insult your views or anything like that. But there's something wrong here, in my opinion. So I hope that makes sense. It looks like you guys want me to cover it. Okay. Hi, Elsrich. It's good to see you. Hi. Have you guys subscribed to Elsrich yet? Because you should. You should. You should. She's also working on something for charity right now. I believe for an orphanage in Africa. Elsrich, please correct me if I am wrong. Please, 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 please. Yeah, she's awesome. And awesome and great. And you will love her content. Because she also, like me, likes to go deep into context and research and all those types of things. It's a good time. So definitely, I don't know if, I know Producer Sisters, yeah, Producer Sisters just had to step away from the desk. So if it's possible for one of my mods to find the link for Elsrich, perfect. Yep, Katie's already done it. You guys are great. Go sub. Go sub to Elsrich. Thank you, Elsrich, saying I agree, definitely cover it. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I want to be fair. I do want to be fair. I always do. And I think we have kind of reached a point where because of, unfortunately, cases like with Amber Heard, and unfortunately cases like what we're seeing with Blake Lively, where it does seem to be deception, there does seem to be things that don't add up, all those types of things. It gives victims a bad name. And that's not cool with me. I don't like that. And I think if you have a lot of women who come forward together that go, hey, this happened to me, we should at least hear them out. That's my pin. That's my pin. There we go. Alrighty. That brings us into halftime. For those of you that come to the show to see the pop culture topics, this is where that wraps up. And I do want to thank you so much for choosing to be here today. I know you have a lot of options, and it does mean a lot to me. We're going to move into our halftime, which is where I communicate with my beautiful, beautiful community. Thank you so much. I cannot believe how many of you are here. It is so good to see you. Please make sure you've hit that like, and we'll be getting into the What the What shortly. But before we do that, I want to make sure that I am up to date on support here. Thank you so much, Lexi, for the PayPal you just sent. That is incredibly generous of you for Charlie. I so appreciate that. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He did just enter the room. Oh gosh. Okay, and hang on. I want to make sure I am up to date other places as well. Kelly sent in a super chat. And of course, it's the night mode that's making it hard to read. Thank you so much, Kelly, saying, as a Christian and someone who is mostly right of center politically, I am horrified at the way that he is twisting this politically. I will believe victims until evidence proves otherwise. Kelly, I agree. I am definitely a centrist. I tend to lean more center left, but definitely in that range. It's always fun to be a centrist because everybody hates you. Yeah, Ellsrich just said, I believe the... Ellsrich believes it! There you go! There you go. Okay. It's good. It's good. Okay. So. Yeah, was it Jilly? I hope I said that right. Jilly said, as a survivor, I'm with you. I'm glad you call yourself a survivor, not a victim. I will never let an attacker think he did no wrong, but I no longer think or care about him. Yeah, I think it's hard. Like, one of the things that I was saying on Friday is I can't imagine what it's like to have somebody who was well known in the public eye be your abuser. Like, that's a level of, ooh, that sucks, that I can't imagine. Because, for those of you that are not aware, I have disclosed that I have a trauma disorder called CPTSD, and it causes me a lot of not only like PTSD symptoms, mental health symptoms, emotional symptoms, but it also causes me a lot of physical symptoms. Like, it's bad. I have been hospitalized. I have had to go to the hospital for my physical symptoms. It has been agony. And it's always super fun when they can't explain why, like, your muscles are protruding from your body. And you get to go like, yeah, it's the trauma. That's like put my body into complete overhaul because I have way too much cortisol and way too much adrenaline and physical issues and all that type of stuff. It's real. It's a problem. And so it's like, I feel like in a weird way, like my monster haunts me on a daily basis, and I do my best to disregard them and move on with my life, and to have a good life in spite of what that person did to me, because they didn't want me to live, and I did, and I am. So, but it's still tough. And I can't imagine being in a place where it's like, I'm flipping channels on my TV, and there he is. Like, it just, what a nightmare. So terrible. So terrible. Now, because some of you have been asking, I want to keep you guys, oh, Jilly, we're good. We're good. You don't have to worry about that. We have also had this discussion as a family of Space Angels. Producer sister is my real life sister.
Yippers.
And she has seen me through all of this nightmare.
Yep.
And there have been times where it's been too much and we've had to pull the plug.
Yep.
And she has been like, you're not doing the show. You're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're doing it this way. My husband is also very, very close with me on that. And my parents are very supportive, and part of the reason I've done YouTube is actually at the encouragement of my psychologist. So this has been a big part of my recovery. I do have limits, and I am vocal about them, and I'm honest about them.
We will also do stuff that if we're concerned that something might be too triggering or whatnot, I will watch it first.
Yes.
And make a judgment call. And
Yeah.
there are definitely things where I have said, you can watch this part, you can't watch the rest, or you can't watch it at all. And we try to mitigate risk that way to make sure she is informed but protected.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. We got that covered. It's just because I know that I've just noticed that there are some personalities that do that do like political commentary in particular, that people just have this like a very intense loyalty to, and you can't say anything about them without people losing their mind. And I don't understand that. I don't get that. Because I think everybody is capable of being wrong. Um, but some people don't want to hear that, and they get really, really mad. Like, really mad. It's a little bit disturbing. But getting back to what I did want to say, a couple weeks ago, we had a really scary couple of days with Charlie, my Shih Tzu, who you are hearing in the background right now. For those of you, a lot of you know Lacey. Lacey's always with me. I have another dog, Charlie. And Charlie has an emoji. Any of you guys that have your badges, you are welcome to use the Charlie emoji. And Charlie is my rescue dog. And he's been with our family for 6 years or so. He is 14. We've had his DNA tested and done the best that we can to be able to get an idea of, breed, potential health issues, age, all that type of stuff. And very strange sequence of events that were very scary had us at the vet with him. And my vet informed me that he had heart disease, which we had not had any inkling that was what was happening in the past. He also did not tell me at that time what the severity was. He gave me the medications and he said, take them, bring them back in a week type thing. We had that week appointment last Tuesday, I believe. Mm-hmm. And here's what I can tell you. He has a heart murmur. There are multiple stages of a heart murmur. For example, stage 1, from my understanding, just means that you have the heart murmur is probable, but not necessarily there. So the breed of the dog is likely to have a heart murmur. So therefore, immediately you are in stage 1. Stage 2 is minimal, and then we get higher and higher up until we get to stage 6. And stage 6 is when choices need to be made from a humane approach. My vet informed me on Tuesday that when he saw Charlie, he was at a stage 5-6. At his checkup on Tuesday, he's a 2-3 with the medications. He is responding
after a week
beautifully to the medications after less than 7 days of full treatment. We were 6 and a bit at that point. From a 5-6 to a 2-3. That is the best news that we could have got. Now, I was informed there will be a time where the medication does not contain it. However, as my vet put it, he said he had a heart attack at 50, and he's older than that now, and the medicine keeps it in check, and he's good. He said there's a possibility this won't be the end of it for him because of how he's responded. That being said, what I did share with you guys when I was very emotional about it is the next steps are to find out the specifics of what the murmur is. The only way we can do that is through an ECG. I have to go to a specialist. I have to be referred. We are going through that process right now. And the bulk of what you guys sent in that day is being held for that purpose. Some of the funds that you gave did go towards his medications for his heart condition. And as I said, it's going to go towards medical. But I will tell you, as I said to you guys, my vet is the MVP. Always. He does this because he loves the animals. And again, I don't want to dox myself, so I can't say who he is, but all hail. He literally waived my appointment fee on Tuesday. Just had me pay for the meds. That's how great he is. So I am telling you right now, for what you guys, what you've given, anything you choose to give, I am doing my best to be as transparent as possible and to be as wise as possible, because I understand right now how tough times are, how tight money is. I get it. I feel you. I hear you. And I want you to know that I take any support, whether it is the likes, the subs, the views, the tips, whatever. I appreciate it. It is not taken for granted. It means the world to me. And I have to tell you, I've told a few of the vet staff that, there's basically been fundraising behind getting this little boy, the best medical care we can. And they have been so encouraged and they're so happy to see that. And it is absolutely beautiful that a little boy that I believe was a victim of neglect. He was dangerously underweight when he came into my care. We spent years trying to get his blood work back to healthy, enough that he could have a dental surgery. And it took a lot. It took a long time. Going from where he was to having not only the family love that he has with us, but knowing that he is so loved by angels. Literally, Charlie has angels. Charlie's Angels. It is, I don't know how to tell you, like, how wonderful that has been through such a terrible, awful time that we've had to go through. Now, I purposely did not show him on camera before, because I didn't want to be like I joked like it's like the Sarah McLachlan, like, in the arms of the angel, and I hold up like this sick dog. I didn't want to do that. But he is feeling much better. Please do not judge his appearance too harshly, because he was supposed to have a haircut the day we had to take him into the vet for the emergency, and we've had to allow his body to heal before he can go back to get his hair done. And he is on the cancellation list to get in as quickly as possible. But he is definitely more hairy than he normally is. But he is clean. He's being taken care of. He is happy. And I thought you guys might want to see him now, where he's at. So, give me 1 second. What? Oh, thank you. We are taking his collar off because it has our address on it. And we don't want him to flip that around by accident. So, we're not going to do that. But, yeah. Here's Charlie. This is my little boy. He is very vocal. He makes noises all the time. I know
those noises aren't him snoring. He has been awake this entire time.
Yes, that's just his happy coos.
He just doesn't shut up. Ever.
Oh, now I'm getting kisses. Well, thank you, Charlie. I gotta figure out a way to hold you that you're comfortable. Because I know. Let me move the mic. There. Does that work? I know he's not totally in view, but it's a bit better. And then you're more supported on your hips. You do that. Yeah. So this is Charlie. This is the little boy that had me crying hysterically. He is 14. His DNA came back that he is 99% Shih Tzu and 1% Lhasa. So he's Shih Tzu. And other than his heart, he has a bit of trouble with his back knee, but it's doing really well, and we do strengthening exercises with him and everything, and he has allergies because he's a Shih Tzu. But other than that, he is in very good health. He is very happy, and we love him. And I'm sure you guys can understand why when this little dog just looked up at me, being like, "Will you be my new mommy?" I couldn't help myself. Yeah. I couldn't say no. You manipulated me. And I went willingly. Yeah. So, this is him. And I don't always bring him on the show because he is a senior Shih Tzu. He needs a lot of sleep. And he is also very distracting and likes to have his space and do his own thing. So, the same as I always ask Lacey if she wants to come over and say hi to everybody. She has to motion that she wants to get up. I don't force him to do anything. So, a lot of the time he is up with his father, chilling and looking out the window, which is like his favorite thing in the world to do. So, that's him. But I figured you guys would want to see him. So, yeah. Right? Yeah. He's average supreme. I can't stop him. He has deadly aim. He has deadly aim with that tongue. And he's a very kissy dog. Very, very kissy dog. And after he had his a few of his teeth removed, now his tongue sticks out a bit, fairly often from time to time. So, yeah, lots of tongue, lots of tongue. His mouth is clean. It's okay. Yeah. So that's Charlie. I am gonna hand him back to you, producer sister, if that's okay, because you need to rest. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now he may make some other noises when I lift him up. That's the whole thing. He does it no matter what, whether he wants to be lifted up or not. He just makes a lot of noise. So let me do this. Why don't I pass him on back to you? There we go. Perfecto. And do you guys want to see Lacey while we're doing puppy time? Lace, do you want to come say hi? He's okay. He's all right. I know. Yeah. And here's Lacey. Yeah. And she's been checking in on him too. She's been amazing. She's been awesome. So, again, I'm just planning on the stuff with PayPal. It's just going to build the fund, and we'll be there for specialists, which, again, unfortunately, specialists are not run by my vet. So I have no idea what the pricing is going to be there. I've had a few quotes, and I'm like, but we'll deal with it. And, but it'll go towards medicine, monthly medicine for him. And then eventually, unfortunately, knock on wood, we're not there for a long time, but humane decisions that may have to be made. So that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, but Lacey's good. Lacey's good. And Charlie is on the couch on the other side of the room looking at me like, why are you not holding me? Go to sleep, sweetie. It's okay. It's okay. We're all good. Yeah, he's gonna lie down now. There we go. There we go. He's good. Yeah. Okay, so let me go through here. I know some of you guys have sent some stuff in, which is very, very kind of you. We are good right now. We are funded right now for what he needs.
That was not
I wasn't trying to be like telethon.
That's why we waited.
But
we didn't want to do it before.
Yeah, but as I said, it's just going to grow in the account, and we're just going to keep it there for when he needs it. Jean Rick has been a member for 26 months. Queen Space Angel, thank you so much. Saying, oh man, Kim, you make time fly. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Jean Rick, thank you for the super sticker with the 1-up. Chomp chomp. Appreciate that. Cyber Sleuth. And I think there's another word there, but I can't see it. Well, let me see it.
Stef. Cyber Sleuth.
Cyber Sleuth Stef. Thank you so much. Pup Toys and Treats. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jackie Swan. Oh, Jackie, thank you. Said, for Charlie, hugs from the Swan family. And thank you. Thank you to this community for all the support after Misty's passing. She is showering Charlie with treats from heaven. Lol, thank you so much. And I'm so sorry for your loss. I really am. I'm so sorry. But thank you for your support and being as amazing as you are. We have a new month now, right? Too, right? We do. Okay. With that being said, I don't know who has it, but whoever has the document to help people or the link to help people learn how to turn on gifts, I have a few memberships I can give away. So if you want a membership, like you want Charlie emojis, for example, I'm gonna give that, but it goes at random, and you have to have gifts allowed in order to be eligible to do that. I don't choose who it goes to, and I can't enable that for you. So, yeah, there we go. Thank you, Katie. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that, and then we can, thank you, Kyle. You feel the ability to help out. Send your Candy Mountain bucks to Kim. Candy Mountain. Charlie. Aw. Thank you so much, Melanie and Neil. Thank you very, very much for that PayPal. That's very kind of you. Again, thank you to Lexi. You guys are wonderful. I so appreciate you. You guys are great. Double checking here. And thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much, Lynn. I didn't get a pop-up on my phone from you, which it should have, so I'm sorry I didn't say it earlier, but thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for your love. It's awesome. And yeah, if you're in the market for a dog, consider rescue. Consider rescue. All doggies deserve to be loved. Alrighty. I think we've had a few minutes now for people to enable gifting if they want. So we're gonna go ahead and gift 5 memberships now, which is going to bring us to how many?
Dozen.
A dozen. We have 12 gifted memberships today. Thank you so much to everybody. You guys are wonderful. And I will also say again, if you have not hit that like button, please consider doing so. It mean the world to me. I'd appreciate it. Please consider subbing as well. Be awesome. Lee, I made it even. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I can't choose, like, I have to do it in 5s. Right? So, that's unfortunately just the way that it is. There we go. Alrighty. So, we have a What the What today. We should probably get started on that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
There you go. It's Baker's dozen now.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Scott.
much, General Scott. Now, I have to actually go grab the What the What because I did not do that beforehand. That was bad on me. Producer Sister, do you want to explain a bit of this What the What? Because it's a little bit different today, because normally I have no idea what is coming whatsoever. I do a bit with this one.
Yeah.
So if you want to explain.
Okay, so for most of you guys, if you've been watching the show for a bit, you know that Kim and I are big fans of Charlotte Dobre.
The Honorable Judge Charlotte.
Yes, and her channel. And last weekend, she did a Am I the A-hole story that is a number of years old, and then the original poster had reposted it to her subreddit. And I watched it on my own, and then I got Kim and her fella to watch it again with me, and it sparked a lot of reaction and discussion.
It was a family affair.
Yeah, it literally became a family affair with both of them, and then eventually our parents all watching and reacting to this together.
And we're all screaming.
Yeah.
Like, we're all, this is just the most insane.
And then I went on her subreddit, and I realized it was actually too long, I'm guessing, and there was parts of it she had to cut out. So Kim and I discussed it, and we thought it was still worth it to share it with you guys.
I had some flashbacks to, like, it's not this way, but like Dear Husband type moments. This is definitely a do it for Dan level.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is too good. And if there's parts of it that I haven't read, like, that could be interesting, and I thought that you guys would love it. So we do want to give all praise to the Potato Queen of Charlotte Dobre, my fellow Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny because there's been a few things that, like, I've noticed she says that I also say, and it predates me ever seeing her. I think it's just cultural stuff, and never want to try to steal somebody else's thunder. But definitely Charlotte has been an inspiration to me as a YouTuber. I absolutely love her content, and I would encourage you guys to check out her content. I will make sure that the links to her channel are available, because she's incredible, and she deserves all the flowers and all the awards and everything. So
she's literally someone I've been watching for years now. She's at almost 2.25 million subscribers now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching her since it was, I think, 100,000, maybe 2. So
we love.
I will grab, this is the link, I'm just putting it in the chat right now, to the video, and also from there her channel. So give her a listen. It's awesome.
Yes.
And we thought you guys as a community would really enjoy the absolute psychoticness of this story.
It's an Am I the A-hole?
Yep.
And it is titled, Am I the A-hole for excluding my mother-in-law from my pregnancy announcement? Let's take some bets. I think you guys will know very quickly where I land on this one. Very, very quickly. And I am stopping the poll because I'm sure we're going to need some polls up in this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And thank you to King Bob and General Scott, who both gave another membership.
Thank
so
you
we are up
guys.
to 15 now.
15. Awesome. Thank you so much. And feel free to take part in the chat.
Yeah.
Voice your frustrations. All that good stuff.
And as Katie said, grabbing the cheesecake and garlic bread. Correct.
100%. I actually debated on grabbing wine for this, but I think I'm gonna need either a Coca-Cola or a ginger ale or something. Producer sister, if you wouldn't mind.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I say. I know some of you have watched it, so I'm going to ask you guys to hold off on your spoilers, but there will be stuff in this that was not covered in Charlotte's episode, so you will still see something new, and I hope that that's okay for you guys. And I think most of us are like, if you've heard the story once, you're okay with hearing it again. So, okay, let's do it.
I caught more the second time.
Oh, did you?
Like,
Producer sister just said she caught more the second time.
I caught more of it watching it the second time. So.
Okay. Yeah, Kelly S is like, not the a-hole! Oh, here we go. We're going into boy mom territory, everyone. Off we go. Okay. I, 30, and my husband, D, 34, have been struggling with fertility for 2 years. D has a daughter from a previous marriage, K. I don't have any kids. D and K stayed with his mom, N, while he went through with his divorce right up until we bought a house the week we got married. N can be very overbearing and makes the excuse that D is her only child and that K is her only grandchild, so she has free reign. For example, D and I had a miscarriage last year, and she called me yelling because D wouldn't answer his phone because he was upset. She said he needed her more than me, and I was in the way of them being together.
I still don't understand what that means.
Grab your garlic bread, everyone. Grab the garlic bread. Okay? Costco pizza, wine, whatever you got. Grab your snacks. Let's go. We got our rainbow baby, and we were overjoyed. I didn't tell him until I was 9 weeks, and we didn't tell anyone. During this time, N constantly made comments about my eating and excessive fatigue, saying that even his ex-wife didn't let herself go, and she actually had a baby. Lena's like, I am seated.
And holding on.
Some other hurtful comments were made too under the guise of just saying what she saw, or being concerned that her only child having to marry again because I'm not taking care of myself. I told Dee that if she's going to be like that, I don't want her around. He agreed, saying he'd talk to her. Her behavior never changed towards me, and as I started showing, she made more weight comments. One day, she had gotten so far into my skin, I walked out of the house and sat in my car and cried. And left shortly after, seeming flustered because Dee laid into her. Can we please just say thank you to husband for sticking up for wife?
Woohoo!
Again, we stand healthy relationships. Angela Dawn, I'm so sorry. This already sounds like my sister's mother-in-law.
Let us know again at the end.
Yep. I'm sure, and for those of you that have seen Charlotte, if you haven't seen her react to this story, again, you're going to want to watch the Petty Potato Queen react to this as well, because it's worth it. It's worth it. Okay. I found out the gender at 19 weeks. I made a special way of telling D and K the gender by making them do a scavenger hunt through the house. We explained to K that it was a surprise, and she had to keep it to herself. Not tell anyone, including N. Since I don't live in the same city as my immediate family, I sent a box with a gender surprise to all of my family back home and his family in his hometown. They video called when they received their box so we could see them open it. I didn't do anything for N, despite her living 10 minutes away. I was tired of her attitude, and D reluctantly agreed. My sister recorded the box opening at my grandparents' and posted it on social media, tagging me in it. I have feelings about the sister. I'm going to let those go. But like, if you know there's family drama and stuff like this is going on, like, please just check with the person before you do anything.
Yeah.
It's just, ugh. Oh my goodness, Melissa Lee, thank you so much for the super chat there saying I'm going through something similar with my loved cat Dante. Became ill last week, 3 veterinarians and no diagnosis yet. I'm so sorry. My 5-year-old's usually healthy, so thank goodness I purchased pet insurance 4 years prior. Yes, yes. If I could do it all again, I would. Not gonna lie, but like for Charlie, it wasn't an option. He was too old. But yeah, if that's something you can do, definitely look into it. Thank you so much, Melissa. I appreciate you. Okay. N saw the post that the sister made, right? And in 20 minutes was at our door screaming about how she was left out of finding out about her grandchild. She said I ruined her moment and that my baby would grow to hate me because of this. Sure, the baby's gonna care oh so much.
Yeah.
As soon as it's born and you tell that baby, do you know what your mother did?
She didn't tell me about you.
Dee explained that it was her own fault for how she treated me the past few weeks. She replied that if she had known I was pregnant, she wouldn't have said anything. Dee told her that's not an excuse to be a jerk. All right. She went on to call any of their family who would listen to talk down to me about it. His grandmother, who received a box, called and said we should have put our feelings aside even though N was in the wrong. The two sides of our families have mixed responses. Some said I should have done one anyway. Others agree with excluding her. I didn't feel wrong about it, but now I'm second guessing myself. So, am I the a-hole? So, I'm going to ask, is OP, original poster, the AH, or the a-hole? This is a democracy. Let your voice be heard. Take part in the chat. Take part in the poll. Now is the moment. If you're watching on the replay, I'm sorry you can't do that. But in the live moment, is she? Are we united? So far, we have 24 votes in, and they are all no. OP is not the a-hole. Now, I will say, thank you, Titty Rose. Give her the lamp. Thank you. You look like you could use a lamp. Take the shade. Take the bulb. Take the cord. Take it all. You look like... Okay. Now, I know some of you may say yes. I think we do have someone who has said yes at this point. Feel free to explain why in the chat. And I ask for everybody to be respectful. We have to listen to other people's opinions. All opinions are welcome here, right? As long as they're respectful.
I'm tainted because I know the rest of the story.
Mhm.
I can understand to a point why someone may feel that way because she's being left out.
Yeah.
I know more context, so I can understand why OP is at this point because I'm sure there's more that went on prior to this story.
Yeah.
That led her to this point.
My problem is as soon as I heard her say that this was her moment,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no.
And especially
No.
like that she and her son, like after the miscarriage, and like, oh gosh.
That's their moment.
Yeah.
The only reaction that you should be having with Rainbow Baby is bawling your eyes out and being ecstatic. That's it.
But
That's
when
it.
Where's the...
Okay, Jennifer Marie just said, I just arrived. I didn't hear the story. I took a wild guess if they're the a-hole or not. So full disclosure on why I voted yes. Okay.
Fair enough.
Jennifer, to sum it up, basically, OP is married to her husband. Her husband has a child from her previous marriage. She has struggled with infertility. She had a miscarriage, and her mother-in-law, her husband's mom, is very overbearing. And when OP got pregnant and had her rainbow baby, mother-in-law did not know she was pregnant because they didn't want to tell anyone because they were afraid they were going to lose the child. And mother-in-law was like weight shaming her and saying that, comparing her to the ex-wife and all this other type of stuff, just being a really, really nasty, nasty person. And she didn't really want to have her take part in the reveal of the pregnancy and all that stuff because she had been so hurt by her previous behavior. Does that sum it up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's why.
Let's go.
I'm going to stop the poll, though. So overwhelmingly, we are currently, OP is not the a-hole. Let's keep going. Update, part 2. So this is June and July. When I went to take my maternity pictures, I had 2 sessions with 2 different photographers. One was one of those glamour shot photographers, and the other was a friend who was amazing at outdoor shots. Both were scheduled for the same day because sometimes it's hard to work things in. For me and my husband, D, our conflicting work schedules. 3 or 4 days before the shoot, I get a text from my friend doing the outdoor pictures, and she asked me if I wanted my money back through PayPal or Cash App. I had no idea what she was talking about, and she sent me a screenshot of an email that's similar to mine, but not me saying that I was canceling my pictures because I had lost my baby.
There are no words.
Take it in. Take it in, everybody. I told her no. I'm still taking pictures, and to only receive updates through text. My gut told me to inbox the glam photographer and check in, and sure enough, he had gotten a similar email. I told him that I was still going to show up and to only do updates via text through this number. Even the makeup artist I used for my birthdays, engagement, and wedding got a cancellation email. I was fed up, and I couldn't believe someone would do this to me. I wonder who did it. The day of the photo shoots, I get to the makeup artist's studio and told her thanks for not canceling. She said some woman called her about an hour after she got my email and tried to book my exact appointment time, even though she had other spots available. I asked who, but she wouldn't tell me because she couldn't remember the name. She said the woman had come in 2 hours before me. When we arrived at the glam photographer's place, who else is there but N, the mother-in-law? She is dressed in a prom-style navy blue, sequin, and sheer dress. She has a matching dress for K, the husband's daughter, and a shirt and pants for D, the husband. Then she threw a too small baby blue dress at me. My photo shoot colors were emerald green, nude, and white. I told her this, and she said that my outfits and colors were tacky. The fact that this person has the audacity to call anything tacky.
Yeah.
Just makes me wonder, did Costco start selling Audacity in bulk? Because I don't know where she found it. The photographer pointed out that he set her up. The photographer pointed out that he set up for what he and photographer pointed out that he had set up for what she had asked for, and agreed that the outfit did not match. She grew angry and stormed out. I apologized to the crew, and pictures went on beautifully. While we were there, my friend texted saying that she had a flat tire, and we needed to push back the picture start time. She has a Jeep, so she had to wait for AAA or a tow truck for a jack to lift it. She suggested to move it to the beach, which was only about 15 minutes away from the park we were originally going, and we could get some beautiful sunset pictures. It pushed back our time about 2 hours from 5:30 to 7:30, but we were okay with it. We got lunch and went shopping. Carrie, yeah, the fire emojis are coming out. It's going to happen. Well, it was about 5:45, and mother-in-law N video chatted husband D from the park asking where we are. He said, we're shopping. And she said, what about the pictures? I guess he wanted to see if he could bait her, and then said they were canceled. Her response back sent him through the roof. She said, well, I canceled them already and tried to book something under my name so it could be just us and Kay, the daughter. But I couldn't book a shoot, so I figured y'all were still taking pictures. D. What do you mean you canceled our pictures? N. Well, you don't really need any more pictures with your wife. I'm your mom. We need more pictures. This moment is about us. She's not even a part of the family. And that baby probably isn't yours. She's going to do you just like your ex-wife and cheat and have another baby and make you raise it. Watch and see. He went quiet. And Kay, the daughter, heard everything.
It's a video call.
Yeah. She never knew why her parents split up. She is the child, she is their child. But her little brother, half-sibling, is the product of ex-wife's affair. She got teary-eyed after putting all the pieces together. Husband D turned and walked out of the store. I told Kay if she wanted to leave, we could, but she said no, she wanted to keep shopping. I felt so bad and I paid for whatever she wanted. By the time we got to the car, D had calmed down. I don't know what happened and I never asked. We shook it off long enough to take the second set of pictures and went home. Yeah, Ever Supreme, literal gasp, WTF. This is why this became a family affair and there was screaming in my living room.
I feel so bad for this kid.
Lena, I am screaming internally. Scream out loud. Scream out loud. I was.
Yep. Like this poor little kid.
Oh my gosh, Angela just said, yep, still sounds like my sister's mother-in-law.
No!
I'm so sorry to all of you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Patricia, I'm doing my best to not use ugly words. I will forgive you.
Yeah. We try to keep it clean, but sometimes.
There have been a few of these I've dropped an F-bomb on, I'll tell you that. And some mother-in-law came over for the first time 2 weeks later. The audacity. And she tried chatting me up and volunteered to take over the baby shower. I wanted a luau theme since it was summer. She came over a few times a week to ask about certain details and to go over the guest list. We decided to have the shower at home because we have plenty of space inside and outside, but 3 weeks before, she decided she didn't want to do it anymore, and thankfully, my mom, his dad, and a few of our friends could step in and take over.
I can't believe they even let her near it. Like, have any decision-making prowess in this at all.
This is where I want to make something very clear. Sometimes when people go no contact with their family, this crap is why. And there's always people that are like, oh, let her have the baby shower. It'll make her feel more important. It'll heal the relationship. No.
No.
No. There is no excuse for treating anybody like this. And it doesn't matter if you're blood related. This is disgusting. You don't do this to people. And if people need to put up boundaries for their own mental health, they should be able to. The question when someone says, I've had to go no contact with my family, should not be, but they're your family. It should be, oh my gosh, what did they do? Because it's not easy for anybody to do this, but this is the type of crap sometimes that goes on that pushes them to that point. Just putting that out there. Lena. All right. So dad got us, Dee's dad, husband's dad, got us a hotel for the weekend. So we're pretty sure at this point that husband's dad and mom are not together.
Yeah, there's no mention of whether or not they were even ever married or if they're divorced now.
I'm happy for
But
him.
they're not together, and yay for Dee's dad. Because
go Dee's dad.
I can only imagine what that relationship would have looked like. I'm terrified.
So Dee got us a hotel for the weekend of our baby shower in a small tourist town about an hour away. We used it as our baby moon. Some family members who were driving to town got hotels nearby our home for the weekend so Kay could play with the other kids and we'd get to schnoodle.
It's so cute.
I love that. We'd get dish noodles.
Dish noodles.
While we were out, our families got to work setting everything up. They really went all out. We were supposed to arrive at 3. Dee's best friend and my sister were texting and calling about 30 minutes before and said to take an extra 15 to 20 minutes. When we got warning. When we got there, mother-in-law was sitting in the car, pouting and angry. Apparently, she tried to put up some decorations. My family told her no, and she felt unwelcome. Dee told her that she couldn't get upset when she dropped the ball at the last minute. She drove off upset that he wouldn't take her side. We went in and enjoyed the party. And about an hour or so into it, N walks in with a maternity shoot dress on. The one where it's see-through with ruffles and long sleeves with a train. And she didn't have anything on underneath but a thong and some heels.
There was so much screaming in our family room.
Jennifer, I know you feel like this can't be real. Yes, it can.
Yep.
Yes, it can. I've honestly heard worse from people in my own life. Yeah. It's not, Patricia, I don't believe it's a joke. I do. I thank you, General Scott. My eyes!
That is appropriate.
That is, yeah.
100% spot on. Yes.
Are you guys understanding why I had to share this with you even though I had already read it? Like, I'm sorry. How do you hear this story and not like go and share it with everybody and be like, what just happened? Producer sister?
Yeah.
Can you just pet Charlie for a minute? It sounds like he's having a dream. Charlie has bad dreams. Sorry, guys. Okay. So she showed up basically naked to the shower. So that's great. In a maternity outfit. Thankfully, the kids were inside eating. Dee's dad and my mom started screaming at her of why would she come with something like that on? And she said it was her big day. And thanks for coming to her shower.
It's not your day.
Mm-mm.
Nope. Not even a little.
Mm-mm. This ain't normal.
I have visions of like the Beyonce maternity dress.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it was.
Yeah.
Like something like that.
That's what I had. That was the picture I had in my head.
Dreadnought, thank you. Wrong type of shower, love. Huge fight broke out. My uncle and my aunt went in to make sure the kids didn't come out.
Good call.
When we got around to the front, I saw that she had messed with the yard sign letters. She changed it from congratulations to D and OP's name to congratulations D and N, and she stood to take pictures of her in the same maternity dress that she had on the lawn. I finally snapped. I lost control and I tried to fight her. I am the most no hands having person you could probably meet, but I got my hits in. My dad pulled me off her while D and his dad put N in her car. After things cooled off, we went to finish the shower.
We do not condone violence. Ever. But I understand how she got to this position. And I can only imagine with the pregnancy hormones.
This is
Wow.
this is reactive abuse. Okay?
Wow.
That's what this is. That's what this is. And honestly, can you imagine telling the story to a judge?
Yeah. Like, this is what drove me to this point.
You just take pictures and go, she literally showed up at my shower naked.
And claimed it as her own.
Yeah. Okay. Afterwards, most people went to the hotel for the pool or went to the hookah bar. My mom and my sister stayed back to put the baby's nursery together since it was just those three. Dee made sure to set the alarm since they wouldn't hear the door from upstairs. Mom had the code. My mom had the code just in case they needed to go out. So the like burglar alarm,
Yep.
security alarm for the house. Okay? Are we clear on this? Do we know where we're going now? At about 10:30, we got a phone notification that a window on the ground floor was opened. My mom and sisters then started calling, saying they didn't open it and were too afraid to go down and turn it off because they could hear someone down there. I told them to lock themselves in the room until the police came. Dee's dad rushed from the hookah lounge to see what was happening. Turns out, the nosy neighbor saw someone sneaking around. She knew we weren't home and didn't know my mom and my sisters were inside since there weren't any cars, and immediately called the police, who were there only a minute or so after the alarm blared. I baked a tray of brownies. I baked her a tray of brownies for that, lol. And was arrested as they caught her sneak in the window. She had tried to break in after her garage code didn't work and take the baby shower gifts to her house. We normally don't turn the alarms on. There is a 30-second alarm delay that scared her so bad she had peed herself.
I feel like she got what's coming to her there. Like, why do you
Kyle going, Jerry, Jerry?
Why do you even need that? Like, it's not your kid. The kid is not coming home with you. Like, why do you need the gifts? You are... What?
This is her moment.
What version of
This is her
reality are you
moment.
living in?
Okay. She did, however, post a long Facebook rant exposing me for having her arrested for taking what was rightfully hers.
No.
A few family members who weren't here the weekend of the shower called to ask what happened. And when we explained, the people who accused me of being wrong for the gender reveal thing are saying it's still my fault because she didn't get a gender reveal.
Cut them out too.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Yes, Katie, where is Frou Frou?
We need frou-frou. We need frou-frou. I think it's... Okay, so now I'm going to ask, because the family, some of her own family, still believes that she was the a-hole. Is original poster, OP, the a-hole? Yes or no? Have your voice heard. If you say yes, I want an explanation paragraph,
Yep.
okay? I want to understand.
We need answers.
Ah.
What's in her jar?
I love Katie. No! It's like the Michael Scott. No! No! All right. Baby boy is due any day now, and I've been working to the last possible moment so my maternity leave won't get cut short. And at some point came to my job and took a picture of me working and clearly visibly 40 weeks pregnant, saying I'm faking my pregnancy on social media. Plus a few other snarky posts about how she's being ostracized because I'm jealous of her. She tried to call she tried to call CPS on me, saying that I was doing substances while pregnant and I was hurting Kay. But they never went through with the investigation, saying it was dismissed. After that, Dee told me she's not allowed to know about the baby updates. He blocked her on his profile and mine, and on all of our phones and emails. We haven't had any contact with her, but other family members keep reaching out on her behalf. I feel like I caused this somehow, and I feel awful about the way that things ended with them, but at the same time, it's crazy that she's treating me like this. Okay, someone said yes. Why? Defend your stance. I need to know. Now we're in August. I posted the other day about the chaos with my mother-in-law and my pregnancy. My water broke on Sunday, and I labored at home. Unfortunately, my doula caught the virus and couldn't attempt birth. I think this was like, what year was this?
This was 21 or 22, I think.
Yeah, so Rona. We dropped Kay off at a family friend on Monday who is very anti-mother-in-law, so we knew our secret was safe.
Good job.
Um, I gave birth to my baby boy on Monday at 2:21 p.m. and he brought a friend. Yes, I unknowingly carried twin boys to full term and naturally birthed them. No wonder she was hungry and tired.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No complications on any side. Needless to say, we are overjoyed to have this blessing. About 3 hours after we cleaned up, and in my room, I checked my phone to see lots of congratulations. We hadn't told anyone, so we were blatantly confused. My sister video called and said she saw the post on mother in law's page. It said, "What a way God works. We were prepared for one miracle, and God said it wasn't enough. My son and I welcome 2 baby boys into the world. Say hello to Malachi Edward and Jeremiah Andrew."
Your son and you didn't welcome nothing.
The post included video and pictures of me giving birth that only could have come from my or my husband's phones, since he and a staff member took them. You literally see my lady parts with the baby coming out. I feel so disgusted. Also, those aren't the baby names. We weren't decided on the first baby name, let alone 2 babies. I cried. Years of putting up with this came crashing down and I lost control. Hubby left after a while when I calmed down and he kissed me and said to get some rest. Turns out he had already filed a restraining order against her. I never brought it up with him for fear of hurting him. This violated the terms of the order. After telling family that the post was out against my knowledge, they flagged her post. Turned out she had access to his email on an old laptop or tablet and used it as a means to keep up with us. And that's how she got a hold of the post.
She must have got into like an iCloud account.
Yeah,
and saw
I
the
hope you guys
videos.
are okay with Charlie's commentary. And yes, Average Supreme, stop it. Get some help. She hasn't tried to come to the hospital. I came home Thursday, and so far she hasn't shown up to my house. I'm deeply saddened, and I'm now afraid I'm gonna have PPD because of this mess. Postpartum depression. September-y? We are selling our home. I'm possibly going to have to find a new job. Mother-in-law has been sitting outside of her car at random hours. She parks down the street from us so cameras won't catch her, but we can see her from the window. Her car is unmistakable. She has called the pediatrician to get information on Kay and the babies. She's still on Kay's paperwork since I'm not Kay's bio mom, and they are obliged to give all info. She apparently berated the nurse for not coming forth with information on the boys. She's tired. She's tried getting info from Kay's school about enrollment and then tried to unenroll her. Kay goes to a specialty school with a wait list so long it would have been impossible to get her back in. Thankfully, the secretary called hubby to ask a couple of questions or we would have never known. We've been talking to a real estate agent and the bank and trying to do as quick of a relocation as possible. Luckily, our house is in a highly sought after area. Most homes are sold within a few weeks. My sister is a senior in high school and doing classes virtually for dual enrollment so she can graduate from high school with her AA. I don't know what that is.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm guessing it's an American term.
Yeah. If anyone knows what that means. Yeah. Yes, Lena, bananas and same lamp. Yeah, she needs the whole lamp store at this point. All of it. All of it. The post was not taken down from Facebook. Nudity screens are over most pictures, but it's still up with the incorrect names. Hubby's family calls and uses those names. We've asked several times for them not to, but they're on mother-in-law's side. We've told them that they will no longer have access to see or call us until they change. We feel like they're going to pass info on to mother-in-law anyway. Again, those of you that said, yes, OP is the a-hole, please explain to me why.
New York Grasshopper said it, Associate of Arts degree.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. That makes sense. How are we doing out there, guys? Are we doing okay? Are we doing okay? Oh, thank you, Emily Blackwell. Thank you so much for the super sticker there. Thanks for being you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being you. I appreciate it. Okay, so General Scott coming in with more receipts. An AA degree or an Associate of the Arts is a 2-year undergraduate degree focused on liberal arts, humanities, and social sciences.
We can get that here, but not in high school.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Like, you can't get a degree like that in high school. So
I would have been all over that.
yeah.
Okay. I feel bad for Kay. She doesn't seem to be bothered, but with kids, you never really know what they're thinking. She's enjoying being a big sister and is excited for my sister to come. She was hoping both of my sisters would, but the other is in middle school and will come down for the long holidays. I have never felt so dirty or paranoid in my life. I went to get a few groceries as a way out of the house for a while and couldn't stop looking over my shoulder. My father-in-law sent me some money to get my nails, toes, and lashes done to help me feel better. He even offered to send me to get a wax or my hair done, but I didn't want to be greedy or selfish. My dad is taking me to get my, pew pew,
Yes.
license next week. I don't like answering the phone anymore. I'm honestly thinking of trying to find a work from home job. I get to be with my kiddos and not worry. So sad. October. Try breathing through the yells. Yeah. Last time I posted, we were trying to sell the house so we can move away from mother-in-law, or move where mother-in-law couldn't find us. She had tried to withdraw my daughter from school and wanted info from the doctors on my surprise twins, X and Z. We had originally planned to have the boys go to the daycare she works at, but we gave up our held seat. 1, because we'd only secured 1 seat and we have 2 babies. 2, twice the daycare fees isn't feasible for us. And 3, she works there. So I quit teaching for now to work in an educational software company from home with light travel that can accommodate the kids coming with enough notice for my mom to visit or hubby to take off. I'll go back to teaching in 3 years when the boys can go to early pre-K.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Kay is thriving in therapy and school. She calls mother-in-law's antics, Grandma's brain has broken and she needs a bucket filler. Her therapist recommends us to be sure we spend time with her independently, which we were already built into our calendar. Yes, I'm one of those moms now, lol. But she seems to have a mature understanding. We're going to keep her in therapy 2 times a month instead of weekly. She still hasn't spoken to her birth mom since mother-in-law's confession at my maternity shoot, but that relationship was already strained. We were nervous about selling our house because with the present economy, we didn't know how fast it would sell. We were planning on waiting it out as long as needed, but the house sold in 10 days.
Yay.
Mother-in-law's sister bought our house in her name and in cash. This was not.
Nope.
This was not in Charlotte's.
Nope.
Mother-in-law's sister bought the house? What?
Yep.
I'm... Oh my gosh, I don't know where to go from here or what to do with this info. Hubby reached out to the officer assigned to our case and a lawyer that is familiar with this to see if this is legal because of the restraining order. Where did she get all that money? Can she even buy the house? Should we sell it to her and be done with it? I don't even want to sell it to her. I don't really want to move. I just want her to stop being crazy. Well, she's always been crazy, but in a fun way. But ever since I got pregnant, she's been psycho crazy. Oh my gosh. We found our house and we will be moving out this weekend. My sister is still here helping and she'll have her own room, a guest room, until she decides and needs to go back up north to family. 2 of my brothers and a few friends will be helping move the smaller things like clothes and cutlery so the movers can focus on the heavy furniture since the new house has stairs and more rooms. I love being a new mom, but I'm tired. Hubby is loving having his boys, and Kay is enjoying being a big sister. My OBGYN has apologized several times for missing the twins. She went through my files, and they were indeed back-to-back, so while it looked like 1 active baby, it was actually 2 babies. I didn't get to see my OBGYN until my 2nd trimester anatomy scan because I caught Rona twice. or once for a long time, lol, and I had to cancel my appointments, where she may have been able to catch both heartbeats. I guess that's my chaotic update for now. Thank you for all of your support. It's really appreciated. It turns out it's not illegal for mother-in-law's sister to buy our house. We are technically no longer live there as of next Tuesday, so as long as mother-in-law doesn't show up before then or to our new house, our new home, she is not in violation of the restraining order. We signed for our house today. My brothers and father-in-law are coming up from their cities to help move. Little sister got switched to a virtual date for health reasons and is coming to stay with us. She's immunocompromised, and there have been several monkeypox and Rona cases in their district. Kay is super ecstatic to have them both here and her grandpa for a couple of weeks. All right. Update like 7. Girl, same. Like, I feel you. My husband asked for a paternity test. I have no idea why. My heart hurts. I've been crying for days. He asked the day we moved into the new house. I dropped a box of plates and they broke. Of course, the twins are his. But he never gave me a reason of why he wanted the test done. They look exactly like his grandma. They have his toes, same frowns, same eyes as his dad. The only feature they have from me is hair, but only Z seems to be growing any. I asked his best friend for help, and he didn't know that he asked, which is rare that he doesn't know something. Usually we can put 2 and 2 together. He hasn't been acting out of the ordinary or anything. He asked, we went, we got the results, and he kept it moving. Char, are you okay?
He's getting a little restless.
Okay, he can go back in his bed. He's okay. That's the I'm moving and I don't want to move sound. Mother-in-law went to Kay's school to have lunch with her yesterday, but was swiftly turned away. She showed up with Kay's bio mom at dismissal and tried to get Kay to go with them. Kay apparently screamed the house down. Teachers and the school officer came to see what the problem was. Kay told them that she was not allowed to go with mother-in-law and that she isn't safe with her mom because she hits her. She screamed and she hated both of them and hopes they die for being so mean. This is third-hand info from an officer and teacher that intervened. Bio mom got aggressive and tried to snatch her up, but Kay bit her, like a rabid dog type bite. Bio mom was bleeding and she threw Kay away from her onto the sidewalk. Teacher grabbed Kay, pulled her inside, and the office lady was already on the phone with hubby by the time they brought her in. Apparently, mother-in-law sent an email to Kay's teacher saying that she would be a car rider, not a bus. Oh, Charlie, do you need to go upstairs?
I'll take him back.
Okay. I'm sorry. He is distracting and needy.
I know.
Oh, don't forget his collar. Sorry. Thank you. Charlie is not having it. Charlie has had enough. He's like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this woman. Okay, so apparently mother-in-law sent an email to Kay's teacher saying that she would be a car rider, not a bus, so the bus had already left her. Kay likes riding the bus to be with friends, so we let her, even though I can go and get her every day. Bio mom was still there when I got there, but immediately left. I guess she thought she'd see hubby. I left X and Z at home with my sisters to go pick up Kay. The nurse and the counselor had her in a calm down corner, soothing her. She was in hysterics. She was almost inconsolable. I have never seen that sweet girl act that way. We got her to calm down, and she asked if she was in trouble, and I told her no. We have a meeting this week with the officer, counselor, teacher, and principal on Friday. We're going to keep her home for the rest of the week. They aren't putting her out of school, but they are concerned and want a better understanding of what happened, since it's a new principal from when we started there. Other parents and kids saw it too, and I don't want her to be picked on for it. I'm sure she could use the rest emotionally too. I'm exhausted. This poor kid. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's awful. Update. I put on my big girl undies and I sat down with D, the husband, last night and I asked him about the paternity test and email. He changed the password and thought it logged out of the other tablets, like it does for most things. He got a new one and is working on transferring bills and his work stuff to it. He went up to the school and changed it in person to ensure it won't happen again. Test. He did not question whether they were his. He got K tested too. He's building up a folder to fully excommunicate mother-in-law. She is a part of Kay's original custody order, and he's trying to get her taken off because she is still legally, as per his divorce with Biomom, has rights to Kay. He's trying to collect all of the info he can and put it together to take it before a judge. Even though we have a restraining order, he has to bring the information to court. Otherwise, if she requests Kay, he might be held in contempt. Biomom was unaware of any of what was going on. He showed me their texts and their messages between her and mother-in-law. N told her that Kay wanted to see her, so she showed up. This is a normal occurrence before Kay stopped talking to her after our maternity photos. She waited because mother-in-law told her that Dee was coming and needed to see her. When I pulled up, she left not knowing what was happening. That kind of sucks for her. Like, very confusing.
Yeah, but I mean, there's obviously some sort of a history here. If he's got full custody and hasn't been involved, something has gone on here.
Yeah. But it doesn't sound like in that situation she wanted to cause a problem.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Hi. It's been a while. I lost access to my old account, but I feel compelled to give you an update from a new account. I'll try to add the links to the old posts. It's been almost 2 years since the last incident. Here is what has all happened. I got pregnant about 2 months after the boys were born and had a baby girl. She came very early, but was healthy and didn't need a super long stay in the NICU. My lady parts are tied and burnt. 4 kids is plenty. Our house burned down. The neighbor's gas grill combusted and took our house down with theirs and the neighbor on the other side. I was home with the boys and luckily we were downstairs. They were very apologetic and are still apologizing. Father-in-law sold his home and moved with us after the fire. We put our funds together and purchased a few acres and had homes built on it, plus a small guest house is in the works. Kay, stepdaughter, has asked about buying animals. I'm not truly on board with it. Father-in-law is, though, and since he's retired, he said he'd do most of the care. He even found a lady friend who works at the grocery store near us. Mother-in-law passed away around New Year's. We found out about a week after Valentine's Day when her attorney and insurance people contacted my husband for his payout of her benefits. She had passed in her sleep and had been in the house for a day or two before her sister got concerned and found her. She didn't have any underlying issues. There was no outlying cause of death. No one told us because they were still miffed about the whole situation. His grandmother reached out after she learned he was getting all the extra money from mother-in-law, and he agreed to pay her back for the funeral costs once he got the money. He did and gave her a little extra for the inconvenience. We haven't heard a peep from anyone since. There are only about 4 cousins that we speak to and have seen the kids. A few things that I want to clarify from my previous posts. The aunt didn't buy our old house. I thought she did, but she put in an offer and it was rejected. I wasn't too involved in the process and was growing and recovering from the babies, so I was severely mistaken. Okay. Kay's mom hasn't reached out since the incident with the school. We've sent her texts but get one-word responses or none at all, so we've left it alone. I'm going back to teaching this fall. The babies can all go to daycare that has before and after care, so the kids at the school I'll be teaching at, they're giving a nice teacher and multi-child discount. They're also willing to transport the kids to me at school or home if needed. Thank you so much to everyone who was on that roller coaster I was on and was sympathetic. And that's the story. That's the story. And now we're in last call. But I'm going to do a poll. Was OP the a-hole? And if you put yes, I want to know why. I want to know why. So badly. And I hope you all understand now why I wanted to share that with you guys, even though I had read some of it beforehand. That is one of the most insane Reddit stories I've ever heard in my life. How are we doing? How are we doing? Yeah, it's Kyle's like, I think I need a drink after all that. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It was... We just sat in my living room and just screamed. We just screamed. The whole way through.
I think that was probably the most vocal we have been as a collective group reading one of these.
Yeah. Insane. Absolutely insane. Well, everybody, yeah, Angela Dawn, this whole story could be featured on the Oxygen channel. I mean, it would. This sounds like an insane TV show.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, I do know people that have, like, stories like this, where their family is this crazy.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing. Melissa Lee, I take back counseling. This woman is definitely a sociopath. Is sociopathic. Sad the boys in Cave lost the opportunity to have a grandmother in their lives. Luckily, there is other family for the loss. I mean, it's not really having a grandma if that's what it is. You know what I mean?
It sounds like OP's mom is good, though.
Yeah. It sounds like OP's mom is good, and it sounds like the father-in-law is good, too.
Yeah.
That he's got their back, which is nice. So, I mean... But again, it's like, this is also, I think the big thing that I kind of felt like when I finished hearing this was I'm just like, the fact that the rest of the family
Yeah. That's
was
concerning.
still siding with mother-in-law after mother-in-law posted footage of her giving birth without her consent is another level of disrespect.
An invasion of privacy.
And this is where I go, like, there are some people that just have no decency. And they feel so entitled to everything to do with their family. It's just bonkers to me. I don't know how you can... I don't understand that. I don't know how you can live like that. Like, how you do that to another person. Especially, like, when it sounds like she's saying, like, her parts were exposed.
Yeah.
That's insane. At that point, if you can't understand why someone doesn't want to talk to that person and you're going to shame them for putting up that boundary, like, that tells me why this individual has gotten to the point that she has. Because no one has ever told her no.
And somebody needs to.
And they've just told her that she's justified in this insane behavior. Crazy. Someone did say yes.
Who said
The
yes?
troll who said yes, tell me why. Tell me why. I want to know because I am very confused. I don't know how to defend that.
Nope.
I don't know how to defend any of that.
Nope. Not a lick. So she did post that about 6 months ago. So that would be where we're at with the latest. So hopefully they're doing good.
All the best to OP.
Yep.
I hope you're thriving. I
Yep.
hope everything is wonderful. And oh my gosh. Billy Cat just said, I'm really happy my family and in-laws are boring mostly. Boring, normal, mostly. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's good. Yeah, exactly. Kyle's like, reveal yourself. I want to know. I want to know. But like, that was insane. That was insane. I am glad you have... Noelle, show yourself. Yeah, OP is not the a-hole. OP is not the a-hole, 100%. Katie said, we're all normal compared to this. We should all strive to be normal compared to this.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, exactly, Kimberly. Like, they all allowed this behavior for years.
She didn't get like this overnight.
No. I mean, I think for me, if there was any doubt in my mind about the person that you were dealing with, like, if I would have been like, you could have sent her something to let her know about the pregnancy, like, as soon as she showed up at that baby shower, like, basically naked, I would have been like...
And we're done.
I understand why you reached this point, because this person is unhinged. Unhinged. No. Well, everyone, we've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes. We normally go for 2 hours. So I do need to wind down this stream. I don't know what the plan is with the parental units.
I have to go make dinner.
Oh.
All good.
Do you want me to get dinner?
No.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for being here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sticking through to this show. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the chat participation. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the love and the support.
Yeah.
As always, it is very much felt. General Scott. I don't want to sing it because I could actually get copyright struck. MGM's kind of crazy like that, but yeah, a little bit.
Song from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, with a imagine a doorbell.
Ding dong, ding dong.
All right, I am gonna roll the outro. Thank you guys so much for being here. Much love to all of you. I hope to be back on Wednesday. I mean, it depends on how crazy the news is and everything else. Much love to you. Thank you, as always, producer sisters. Or anything you want to say?
Let us know if you have any crazy stories in the comments.
Mm-hmm. Or what the crazy part of that was.
Yeah.
When did you start screaming?
Yes. What
When did you start
action did
screaming?
she take that made you start screaming?
When did we start screaming? Thank you so much to my mods. I'm sorry I've been kind of MIA these past few days with you guys and
That's another story we
and
didn't even
texting.
get
That's a whole
into.
thing we didn't even get into. Love you guys. Linda, I will text you. I'm so sorry. And much love to you all. I'm gonna roll the outro. Bye everybody.
Bye guys.
Much love. Bye.